Good evening everybody and welcome back to the dark side. In today's video I'm going to be having a look at my super over-the-top OP autobrewer. Now if you follow me on TikTok you might have seen this before since I did a series on it first, but I decided to do it on YouTube as well, seeing that TikTok really limited the time I had to discuss things, and I would really like to go in depth on how I built this and what it does. So firstly, once we get inside the entrance hall, we're going to make a right into the little courtyard, where we have all our growable ingredients. That will include netherwort for the base of most of the potions, except for the weakness potions. We have carrots for golden carrots, for night vision and invisibility potion. We have sugarcane to make sugar for speed and slowness potions. And we have melons for glistening melons, for healing and damage potions. There is another way to get glistening melons, but we'll get to that later. And then I just have a little decorational area over here, where you can fish for some stuff that you might need, and just like sit here and relax while the potions are brewing inside. Then once we get back inside, we get into the entrance hall, which is the control panel. Now we'll get back to this wall as the last part, but right now I'm going to show you guys the input wall. So as you can see, this wall has many switches, like there are a lot. I think if I remember correctly, there are 111 switches here to brew the 111 different variants of potions in Minecraft. So these item frames are not necessary, but they are quite nice, so you can see exactly what you're putting into your potions. So as you can see, there are variants of all the different potions here. So let me quickly give you an overview. So the fermented spider eye alone will give you a potion of weakness. If you put redstone, it will extend the effect, so it will make it last longer. Gunpowder will make it a splash potion, so you can throw it at people or entities, and the dragon's breath will make it a lingering potion if it's on top of a splash potion, which means it will stay on the ground and keep giving you the effect over and over again until it dissipates. Then the glowstone will give you a stronger potion, meaning it will increase the effect, meaning if you have, for instance, a health potion as the glistening melons give you, it will give you a health 2 potion, which will just increase the effect thereof. Netherwort, as I said before, is the base for all the ingredients except for the potion of weakness. Then golden carrots over here will give you a potion of night vision, as I said before. And then if you add a fermented spider eye on top of the night vision potion, it will give you a potion of invisibility. If you add a fermented spider eye on top of the glistening melon, it will give you a potion of instant damage, which will instantly harm all living things. It will, however, heal undead creatures, so be careful for that. Oh, and healing potions will damage undead creatures while healing you. The sugar, as I said before, gives you speed, which is over here, but adding a fermented spider on top of that gives you slowness. Then we have magma cream, which gives you fire resistance, pufferfish, which gives you water breathing, phantom membrane, which gives you slow falling, gas tear, which gives you regeneration, blaze powder, which gives you strength, rabbit's foot, which gives you jump boost, spider eye, which is a poison, and then finally a turtle shell, which gives you resistance and slowness, I believe. Yeah. Okay, now heading back this way, you can see that there are buttons all over here. Now that is to start the system. Now, I thought it might be really annoying if you have to walk all the way, like if you want a resistance potion, to walk all the way here and then all the way back again and start the machine, and then walk all the way back and flip the switch again. So all you need to do is press the button wherever you are and it will start the machine for you. Now, as you can think, some of these ingredients might be really annoying to get. So that is why I added this little area at the top here, which is kind of like a rec room, but also doubles as my villager area. Because I think by now, if you've seen some of my content, you'll know how much I love villagers. So I didn't mention the farmers in the TikTok series because I forgot about them. Oops. but let's have a little look. So we have clerics, which you can trade redstone and glowstone blocks for. The glowstone blocks can be broken to give you the dust, and these are two. All of these are used in the potion making machine. So you can cure them to limit or lower the price. So if you want to learn how to cure them and get a OP villager set up, be sure to have a look at my OP villager video, and I explained in detail there. Then librarians you can trade glass for. Now I personally hate to go mining for sand, and sand is a limited resource, and it's just way easier to just get yourself some emeralds and come over to the librarians and be like, yes, just give me all the glass I need, and just do that, and then turn them into bottles and fill the bottles up and put them into the system. It's much less annoying and faster and much more convenient than going out and digging up a desert. So they are only here for the glass, but it's really useful. And then finally we have our farmer villages, which you can also cure to lower the prices, but they can trade for golden carrots and glistening melon slices. Oh, and then another thing about the librarians is not all of them will have glass trades. I think they have a 66% chance of having it, so be sure to not just put them in here before you know that they have the right trades. Okay, so now that we've had a look at the inputs, let's have a look at the process. So as you can see, it's basically a giant wall of redstone switches. So I'm going to explain to you how it works, and then we'll have a look at this wall again. So over here I have a setup that basically in easy terms explains how this redstone wall works. So as you can see currently, this switch is on while the other two are off. So as you can see, the redstone wall is going all the way up, and we're going to have varying redstone torches on the front of this, sending out different signals. So currently this one is on, so you see it sends a signal to the sugar, it doesn't send a signal to the redstone, and it does send a signal to the nether wart. If we switch it out, this one doesn't send a signal to the sugar, it does send a signal to the redstone, and it does send a signal to the nether wart. And you can have this varying for all the different potions and all the different outputs. And then all you need to do is just connect all the same outputs together. So as you can see here, the first level has all the torches. This one only has 3, so I believe that's gunpowder. This one has 4, so I think that's the redstone. And then this one has 2, so I think that's that's the dragon's breath. And then at the top it has all of them again, so that's the fermented spider eye. And then we just basically go down, and as you can see, all of these are connected to the other systems which have outputs here. These three, all the gunpowders are connected. I just kept note of where the gunpowders are on the input switches and then connected them over here. And then as you can see, all of them are connected with redstone, all of them coming back to the actual brewing machine, which is over here. So it might take you a while to connect them all like this, because none of them can cross, and it gets kind of difficult, but eventually you'll find a way to bring them all over to the actual brewer over here. Okay, and then once it's all brought over here, it's basically the same as my other brewer. So if one of the, let me go down here and select a switch, which is good for demonstration purposes. So this one only has 2, so it's not that great. This one has 5 ingredients, so let's have a look. Oops, I got trapped. Okay, so as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the ingredients have been selected. It's taking a signal from them. Here's the signal coming. So this one is activated because there's a redstone torch. This one is activated because there's a torch. This one is activated because there's a torch. And this one is activated because there's a torch. And then finally the last one is also activated. So it brings all the signals back. This piston is lifted, and all of these pistons, all of these pistons are lifted as well. lifting up these blocks that will accept the signal once you press the button for the system to start. Just like my other functional brewer that is on my YouTube channel. I will put that in my in the bio as well, in the description, if you want to check that out, which is just a practical brewer useful for vanilla Minecraft. Okay, so basically what happens is once this block is lifted up, once the signal comes through here, it will activate the block, activating the dispenser that has the ingredients inside. That will be put into this hopper stream, leading down here to the brewing stand over here. The brewing stand also has two other inputs, which is the water bottles on this side and the blaze powder on this side. The blaze powder and water bottles have inputs that we'll get to later, and the ingredients up here are all connected to an automatic sorting system. Now, most of these are simple, basic item sorter, but there are three input ingredients that we have to take a look at. So the first one is two of the same ingredients. So we have fermented spider eye as the second ingredient and as the base for weakness potions. So it would be possible to, you don't need to have weakness potions, but I actually make use of weakness potions a lot. But because they can't be in the same spot, we need to have a different input for them. So what I did was I had one sorting system, which is one automatic sorting that will sort the fermented spider eye out. It leads into a chest that has a hopper minecart underneath that will split them equally between these two. So as you'll see, let's have a look here. That one is empty, and that one is empty. But if we put a stack in here, you'll see it's going to go through, sorting into there and sorting into here, and it will sort in equal parts, seeing that this hopper minecart is in the middle of these two hoppers. So it's at the same time this one is draining it, this one is draining it as well. So what will happen when this hopper and this hopper is full is that it will only lead to this side. So I did it specifically like this because in my experience, I will far more likely use this fermented spider eyes than I will use this one. So I set this up to have less over here, so that more of it will lead to here once that is full. So this has two hoppers that need to be filled up before it leads only to that side, while this one has many hoppers to fill up before it leads only to this side, as you can see. And then the last one we need to have a look at is the turtle helmets, the turtle shell helmets, which is a non-stackable item, so it can't be put into these systems that sort them like this. So I had a look at a few YouTube videos to try to figure out a way to sort them, but testing them out in 1.16 just didn't work. But I did adapt one, I think it was by Impulse. I'll put the video link in the bio. Like, it didn't work for me the way he built it, but I worked around it. So all you need to do is you need to take a comparator out of the top one over here where the items will sort like usually, and then once it sends a signal, let me just get some redstone. So as you'll see, once this goes through, it doesn't send a signal long enough to reach this block. But if a turtle helmet goes through, the signal is long enough to reach this torch, meaning it turns off, turning this signal off, unlocking this hopper, allowing the item to go through. It is important to note that there will always be one in here, but that is unavoidable and it's not that big of a loss. Seeing that there are some farms that you can easily get turtle scutes to make the helmets with. And then any excess items that are not part of this will end up in here, as you can see, and then you can just link this up somewhere or to a trash, anything of your choice. It is important to note as well that any non-stackable item will go through the system, so if you ever throw your sword or your armor in here, it will end up in this chest, or in this hopper line at least. So be sure to be careful for that. Then coming back to the redstone torches, The next part we're going to have a look at is the automatic sorting of the potions. So what you'll see is this torch is on, activating this redstone line. Now, all of these are varying, so they will never overlap, and that makes it easy for it to automatically sort. So let's have a look at how it works. So the top rows are automatic like this. There's nothing on, and it leads up to a torch. Let's take a look down here. As you can see, it will deactivate this block, deactivating that torch, or it will power this block, deactivating that torch, sorry. While this one is inverted, meaning it leads up to a block with a redstone torch on, that will deactivate the torch, deactivating this, deactivating the block, reactivating the torch, and deactivating that torch, which is essentially what we want to happen. So let's just close this up again. So what then happens is once this torch is off, it will allow items to flow through this hopper. So instead of going straight, it will go down straight away into the sorting system. So that is how it will sort all 111 potions into their own little chest. So you don't need to just have one giant chest set up for all your potions and have them get confused the whole time. Now, what can happen is it can overflow, meaning the system will start to not work well. So what I also incorporated was this overflow protection. So if there are items in this hopper, trapped in this hopper, it will send a signal out through this comparator into this block, deactivating the loop function that we'll get to later. So it will only brew up until the chest or this hopper has an item in, and then it will stop automatically brewing, so you need to press the button every time you need to brew. Then you can have this storage be as large as you want. It can go all the way down to bedrock and it will keep filling up, but what I want to show you guys is what I added here, which is a shulker box. So as your potions are brewing, it will fill the shulker box first, meaning you can basically come over, you can take your shulker box and then place another one to get as many of the specific potion you want as you please. Okay, and then the final component of this brewer is this wall over here. Now, as you can see, behind these item frames are redstone lamps that are turned on. As you brew, you might see some of these turn off, and that will be an indication that the system is running low on this specific ingredient that's behind in the item frame. So it won't tell you when it's empty, but it will tell you when it's low. Let me show you how that works. As you can see, there's a lot of redstone trails again. So each of these chests have an output that is sent through these lines all the way over to the redstone lamps. So once these chests are empty, the signal will stop and it will turn it off. So as you can see, that is not empty entirely, but instead there's still a full dispenser and a full hopper as soon as it turns off. So that's just an indication that you're running low and that the double chest is empty. But it's not entirely empty yet, so it's just an indication that you need to fill it up soon if you want to keep on brewing. So to simplify things, instead of having to go up the whole time, we have this little chest here, which if I demonstrate, we'll get some redstone dust. If you put the redstone dust in, it will fling it all into this bubble elevator at the back, sending it all the way up here. It will come out and it will go into this hopper line, being fed into the automatic item sorter. And as you can see now, over here, as soon as it reaches, it will start filling up. Let's just give it a second. I think it's on now, so it should be starting to fill up, and there we go. It's reaching this, and it will fill up the chest of your choice. So you never have to come up here again, and you can do everything from the comfort of this one room. Speaking of this one room, if you don't want to go out to the storage system and collect the potions you want or that you're currently brewing, all you need to do is flip this switch and it will bring all the potions to this chest and this shulker box of yours instead. This is of course only for practicality and not necessary at all, but let's have a look at how that works. So in its simplest form, that system is essentially like this. So you'll have two hopper lines, one going straight down and then one of these hoppers facing into another line. So as you can see, the redstone signal is going into this hopper, so this is the hopper that will be locked. That is why it's important that this hopper faces into the other line and not into this one. So let's have a look. When it's turned off, if the item is put into the top, it will go straight down, seeing that hoppers let items go down before it goes sideways. It will end up here. But if this hopper is locked when it's turned on, so this hopper is locked, so nothing will go in or out. As you can see, nothing goes out. If we put the item in, it will go down, 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 and then it will not go in here since it's locked. And since it's facing into this one, it will go all the way down here. And there it is. So all we did here is the same thing. We have a lot of redstone, so let's just find the right redstone. We have this little system here. So here is the hopper, it's going down, this is to bring it there. So currently it's turned off, or this redstone torch is off, so it will bring all the items down there and take it to you. But when this signal is turned off, this one will be locked and it will go into the automatic sorting system all the way over there. And then of course something I forgot to mention is at the end of this hopper line is another disposal chest, which you can hook up to either bring back to you or hook up to a trash system to throw it into cactus or something. Really up to you. And then the last thing about the sorting system I'm going to mention is up on the second floor where the villagers are. For convenience sake and practicality, the water bottles and blaze powder can't be connected to the automatic sorting system, so they have their own input over here where you put it in and put it into the system over there for you. Since it's not really close to the other ones, it's just very more practical, and since you can get all the glass you want here, turn them into water bottles and just put them in over there. And then the last part of this machine is the loop function, which is a familiar part of my brewers that I've used before. So this just toggles whether it will make more than one potion or just one potion. So let's have a look at that function. So I figured out that I made a mistake accidentally with the loop function, but I quickly fixed it, so let's have a look. So the signal comes from here, activating this rail over here. It will go through this block and activate this piston that will lift up this block, allowing signal to go through it, reactivating the system. This block over here comes from this function over here that prevents overflow. Once this signal turns on, this torch will turn off, disallowing signal going through here, turning this off automatically if it is turned on. So basically how it works is if a potion is done brewing, if it goes down into this system all the way to your to the little room, it will take a signal out of this comparator into this repeater into the block that will be over here once it's turned on, activating the system again. If it goes through here into the automatic sorting system, it will go through this comparator into this repeater, activating the block as well, activating the system again. What I did wrong was I forgot that I changed the system to allow it to go there, and I just took a signal off of this, so if it went into the automatic sorting system it would not loop, but luckily I saw that and I fixed it. So that is it for this video and this system. Thank you for watching, and if you have any ideas on how I can improve this, or any other suggestions on builds you want to see, leave it in the comments or contact me on either TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. I will link or put all my ads in the description if you want to get in contact. But thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.